Police Corps of St. Martin, but the other local law enforcement agencies, such as the Customs and the National Detective Agency, have also performed admirably, given the limited means that all agencies have been forced to contend with here on St. Martin. The first and foremost concern of the police force is the combating of crime in all its diverse forms with repressive and preventative initiatives. That is also the foremost concern of the citizens of this country. The police force can be proud of its performance, as it has contributed to the downward trend in crime from 2010 through 2014. With the exception of 2014, in which gang-related attempts at serious bodily harm and/or murder showed an increase, nearly all other types of crime are showing a steady decline, such as breaking and entering homes, cars, thefts, physical abuse, sexual abuse, etc. The performance of the force in the area of high-impact crimes, such as murders, bank robberies, and holdups, has been impressive. To name a few recent examples, the brutal murder of a Haitian girl, stabbed 85 times, the so-called regatta murders, in which persons on a robbery spree killed 3 persons, the Vesuvius case, in which 2 rival gangs were responsible for a large number of murders. All arrests were professionally coordinated and executed by the police force and have led to long-term conviction by the court. The Police Corps of St. Martin has successfully worked on 6 TGOs, of which 2 were initiated by other police forces, 3 were initiated by the Police Force of St. Martin, and 1 completed totally independently by the Police Force of St. Martin. This last one concerned the brutal murder of an American couple with the case codenamed Ocean. The courts were effectively protected and secured for trials which offered a possible threat. The Police Force of St. Martin successfully maintains a very high standard in carrying out security measures for yearly major events such as the Heineken Regatta and Carnival, but also for the many smaller events that are also so important for the tourism-driven economy of St. Martin. The personal security of many visiting dignitaries have always been professional and courteous in the true tradition of hospitality behavior towards guests of St. Martin. For example, most recently, the visiting ministers of justice of Aruba and Curacao, for which the ministers personally called me afterwards to extend compliments for the professionalism demonstrated. And I would like to make use of this opportunity to extend these compliments to the officers involved. In evaluations of the protection of the former Queen and present King and Queen, the security offered by the Police of St. Martin has been considered the best. The Police Force of St. Martin is the oldest police force in the Caribbean that has been independently audited from out the Netherlands and has passed that test as well. The Community Police Officers Initiative has been a bullseye shot. It has contributed to greater acceptance of the force with the citizens. It contributes to preventative measures and is an important asset in the drive for information-driven police work. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all is being done by a police corps that carries out its job 24/7, 365 days a year, and that should have a capacity of at least 350 FTEs. But to today, it is at the level of around 220 FTEs. Monaco, a state in the south of France, independent state in the south of France that I had the opportunity to visit, has a population of about 33,000, a daily influx of 40,000 from France and Italy, and a tourist product of say about 500,000 a year. For that task, they have a force of 600 officers. St. Martin's police force have the challenge to ensure the security of a population of 55,000, with a neighboring population of 40,000 on the French, between which there's a daily and frequent interaction, as well as a tourist product of 4 to 5 million persons a year. This challenge can only be taken on when the officers are dedicated to their job, take pride in their work, and are prepared to make sacrifices to hold the standard of St. Martin at its highest possible peak. The police officers of St. Martin feel personally challenged when a high-impact crime takes place, and are furiously committed to solve those crimes that form a major threat to society. They are only capable of doing this they are capable of doing this with limited resources. If they dedicate themselves to achieving the highest quality of work. It is therefore the responsibility of government to, within the means they have, to see to the proper training and education, equipping the force sufficiently to do its work, and making sure that in this dangerous work the officers themselves have facilities that help protect themselves and carry out their work as safe as possible. That is why the government has facilitated training and education until now, and will continue to do so by establishing a modern training center with all kinds of operational training facilities. It is also in the process of upgrading and expanding the Justice Academy, where the BPO, Basis Police Opleiding, will take place, and recently a class of 20 has started. For the buff-ballers by the police, a tailor-made BPO education will be created. The government has supplied the police with modern interceptors that has been an example to other police forces in the neighborhood, Curacao and Anguilla. Has established modern interrogation facilities, is in the process of establishing a forensic lab, has just initiated a project with the intention of providing affordable, modern, and secure housing for law enforcement officers. The St. Martin government has not been able, due to limited financial means, to timely deliver on all that has been considered necessary. But that gradually all is being done to do is a fact. Many personnel backlogs have been eliminated and are corrected, and that work continues. The increase of the size of the force can only happen with the increase of the financial means of the country. That is also presently being tackled. It won't all happen today. As the saying goes, Rome was not built in a day, and I add, in St. Martin, it just takes one day longer. But I would like to end with some news that will help our officers keep faith in their country. The Council of Ministers established on Tuesday past the so-called Functiehuis en Rechtspositieregeling, or organizational setup and personal legal rights and obligations of the police force. Next up, the Council of Advice. It has taken more than 4 years to reach this point, but as I said before, Rome was not built in a day. And I add, and in St. Martin it takes just a day long. By the way, this was also done for the prison, and the National Detective Agency and the Department of Justice itself is next on the list. I know that a relatively small, but notwithstanding crucial matter is keeping many officers busy. Bulletproof vests. I can assure you they will be purchased. The preparations for the decision making are in its final stages. But again I say, Rome was not built in a day. And it's a matter that takes one day long. We will have to do whatever we have to do on our own, with the means that we have. It will take in some cases a little longer, but we do it with pride and conviction. To those who, because of this, want to abuse the situation to try and justify their own ineffective presence by attaching all kinds of strings to their offer to help, and in so doing unjustly marginalize our local law enforcement agencies, I say, think again. To those I say, when you are gone and you have not helped us to structurally improve our situation, we will be worse off than before. In that case, I say, then we will do it on our own strength and with the cooperation of other regional countries who do respect our autonomy and appreciate our achievements, notwithstanding our limited means. It might take a little longer, but then again, Rome was not built in a day. And I add, it's a matter that takes one day long. I therefore stand fully behind the stance that the NMPB has taken on this matter. A Minister of Justice of St. Martin cannot stand idly by whilst others whose performance does not justify their arrogance unjustly denigrate local law enforcement agencies. Thank you, and have a wonderful conference.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Hereby, we officially close the ceremonial part of the day, and we are now heading in